This is a major development shaking the global economy and international trade. In a dramatic move, former U.S. President Donald Trump has announced a sweeping increase in global tariffs, raising them to 15% following what many are calling a significant legal setback from the Supreme Court of the United States. The decision has triggered immediate reactions from financial markets, world leaders, and trade partners across the globe. Let's break down what happened, why it matters, and how this could reshape global trade in the coming months. The story begins with a legal battle that has been unfolding for weeks. The court ruling effectively challenged a key part of the trade strategy that had been central to Trump's economic agenda. Analysts say the decision limited certain executive powers related to tariffs and trade enforcement, creating a major political and economic ripple effect. Instead of backing down, Trump responded with a bold and aggressive move, raising global tariffs to 15%, a step that could impact billions of dollars in international commerce. Supporters of the move argue that the tariff hike is designed to protect domestic industries, strengthen manufacturing in the United States, and push trading partners into renegotiating deals more favorable to American businesses. According to Trump's allies, this is not just a reaction to the court ruling, it's a signal that the U.S. is willing to escalate economic pressure to secure what they call fair trade. However, critics are warning that this strategy could backfire. Economists say increasing tariffs at this scale could lead to higher prices for consumers, disruptions in global supply chains, and possible retaliation from other countries. If trading partners respond with tariffs of their own, it could escalate into a broader trade conflict that affects industries ranging from technology to agriculture. Financial markets reacted quickly to the announcement. Investors around the world began assessing the potential impact on global trade flows, currency stability, and corporate earnings. Some sectors that rely heavily on imports or exports experienced volatility, while industries tied to domestic production saw mixed reactions. The uncertainty surrounding the policy shift has added pressure to an already fragile global economic landscape. One of the biggest concerns right now is how other major economies will respond. Countries that export heavily to the United States could face significant economic pressure under a 15% tariff policy. Governments in Europe, Asia, and beyond are now evaluating whether to negotiate, retaliate, or seek legal avenues through international trade institutions. Trade experts say this move could mark a turning point in global economic relations. Over the past decade, trade tensions have already reshaped alliances, supply chains, and geopolitical strategies. A sweeping tariff increase like this could accelerate those changes, forcing companies to rethink where they manufacture goods and how they manage global logistics. For multinational corporations, the announcement introduces a new level of uncertainty. Many businesses depend on predictable trade rules to plan investments, manage costs, and maintain competitive pricing. With tariffs rising, companies may face increased operational expenses, which could ultimately be passed on to consumers. This means everyday products from electronics to vehicles could potentially become more expensive. Another critical factor is the political message behind this decision. By responding to a legal setback with a major economic policy shift, Trump is signaling a willingness to take bold action despite institutional challenges. This approach could energize supporters who favor strong economic nationalism, but it may also intensify debates about the balance of power between government branches and the long-term stability of trade policy. At the same time, global leaders are closely watching the situation unfold. Some countries may view the tariff hike as an opportunity to negotiate new trade agreements or strengthen regional alliances. Others may see it as a direct challenge that requires a firm response. In either case, the decision has already started reshaping diplomatic conversations around economic cooperation. Another question analysts are asking is how long this tariff policy could remain in place. Trade measures often evolve quickly depending on political negotiations, legal challenges, and economic conditions. If markets react strongly, or if diplomatic pressure increases, adjustments could follow. But for now, the announcement has created a powerful signal that the trade landscape may be entering a new phase of uncertainty and competition. For ordinary people, the effects of this decision might not be immediately visible, but they could appear gradually in everyday life. Changes in tariffs can influence the prices of goods, the availability of certain products, and even job markets in industries tied to global trade. While some sectors might benefit from increased protection, others could struggle with rising costs or reduced access to international markets. This situation also highlights the growing intersection between politics, law, and economics. A single court decision has now led to a policy shift with global consequences. It demonstrates how domestic legal battles can ripple outward, influencing international relations and the broader global economy. In the coming days and weeks, we can expect more reactions from governments, financial institutions, and economic experts. Negotiations behind the scenes may intensify as countries attempt to avoid a full-scale trade confrontation. Markets will continue to monitor signals from policymakers, while businesses adjust their strategies to navigate the uncertainty. What is clear right now is that this announcement has changed the conversation about global trade. Whether the tariff increase becomes a long-term policy or a negotiating tactic, it has already captured the world's attention. And as this story continues to develop, one thing is certain: the decisions made in the aftermath of this announcement could shape the future of international trade for years to come. Stay tuned, because this breaking story is far from over.